Okay. Looks like it'll work. Yeah. I'm really struggling. I feel like I have a crushed soul and a lost mind and a heart that committed far too deeply and never felt the reciprocation that maybe it deserved. I have to stop caring about how this looks. I just have to do it. I'm talking to myself all the time. I always have done that, but it's just different this time. I don't enjoy anything anymore. I really don't. Nothing at all. Nothing makes me happy. And it's been like that for a very long time, if I'm being honest. But now that I don't have that to distract me, and we'll get to what that is, I just feel like life is just effort without any kind of break, or not even break, but without any kind of reward for living. The rewards that are granted to me, they are nothing. They are superficial, they are things I've had before and know well, and I just feel like my life's on repeat. I feel like every week blends together, but I don't have anything to romanticize the suffering over anymore. I'm just suffering. And I'm alone. It makes it worse that I'm coming to realize that I always have been alone. Ever since I was, 10 years old. Ever since that basic level of care you get from your parents needs to be upgraded to something a bit deeper, and it never did. On the surface, it all looks fine. Plenty of friends, plenty of connections, plenty of family friends, good health, right? Decently good looks, maybe, Fucking look at me though. Christ. Not looking so good. But underneath, right? Theoretically I have a good job lined up. Underneath, I'm more than a mess. I'm a pit. I'm a pit of needs that hasn't been met never gets met, really. My soul is it's like a very well maintained little garden in there, but it doesn't get sun for 29 of the 30 days in a month. And I keep it so well. And yeah, there's a little pile of shit in the corner. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to keep it presentable, to keep what's inside my mind and my soul and my habits, my thoughts, my efforts, all in an order that I maintain because, and it is a little cynical, it's not for some high purpose, it's because I want a better life in the future. And a gardener can only do so much with no sun, you know? I feel like I'm invisible. Why do you think I'm doing this? This isn't it, right? Like, I'm gonna stop saying like. This behavior, me doing this right now, I'm reaching out into the void, as I do with almost everything else in my social life, in my life, in relationship to other people. It's always me reaching out, reaching into the heavens, expecting something, someone to reach back. And they never have. And it makes it worse that I was really used to it. Maybe like age 16, I started actually thinking about the world, processing my surroundings. 17, not having the best time. But 18, 19, I started to be okay with it, Maybe 18 is more accurate because of what happened around 19, but I was used to being alone. I had been kicked out of my friend group twice. I didn't have any friends. I roamed the halls of my school endlessly at lunchtimes because no one would talk to me. And what am I doing right now? I'm walking around my neighborhood, and usually I'd just be talking to myself, but instead I'm recording a video because I want, again, to reach out into the void, to put it somewhere. Just put it somewhere that maybe someone will see me and hear me. I'm sick of feeling alone. And like I was saying, when I was 18, I had been used to it. It wasn't the best. I knew in the back of my mind that I didn't want to live like that forever, but I was okay with it. And then someone came into my life. And it was beautiful. Like, fairy tale-esque. I'm not even romanticizing it. The beginning of what it was so stunningly beautiful to me that it changed me as a person. It made me the person I am today. Maybe the man I am today. That very moment I fell in love. And then, over the process of 2 years, it unraveled that what I felt was an illusion. That I had assumed that the other person felt the same way I did. About life, about consequences, about treatment of others, about themselves. I had assumed that they too wanted a brighter future. But they didn't. No, it turns out all she ever wanted was to make constant and ever-increasing sacrifices to what I can only call the god of comfort. Her comfort came before everything else. That's a hindsight thought, but in the thick of it, I knew something was wrong very early on. Maybe 3-4 months in. 4 months in, definitely. I'll be honest, I haven't felt happy, like truly, really happy, since the 18th of April, 2024. Today is the 18th of March? I think today is the 18th of March. And, the 3 or 4 month period between then and the day I fell in love, the 12th of February, same year, that was the best time of my life. It was only at that time that I felt real hope, and I had the power to change myself, and it was an illusion. It wasn't real. I conjured it up in my head. Everything that happened was real, but the way I perceived it, it wasn't the way it was. To her, it was far simpler. I made her feel good. That's it. When I stopped making her feel good, you can guess what happened. And we'll probably get into it in the millions of pieces of minute detail that there is to go into it, but you can imagine, right? Boy who never really fit in, and not for lack of character, right? Like, I'm going to say lack of trying, because I didn't want to fit in the same way that everyone else did. I wanted to be myself from the very beginning. I knew that I didn't just want to fold and be another number. And that's a pretty big theme throughout my life, is that I do have this very personalized way of interpreting the world and going about what I go about. And no one's ever liked me for it. She certainly never liked me for it. Ever since that day I stopped being happy, it was because that was the day that I realized she wasn't there for me. I never stopped being there for her. Throughout the entire stretch, all the way to the 28th of December 2025, when she decided to walk away. To stop fighting, even though she never did fight. And she decided that I wasn't worth it anymore, I guess. There's so much detail I'm glossing over just to summarize it. It's been 3 months, right? Almost. And like heartbreak, that was the 2 and 3 weeks after. That was heartbreak. I know what it feels like. But this is something different. This is not, I feel sad. This is not something that I can change with my perspective on life, something like that. This is me being keenly aware of the fact that my situation is really bad. Like, this is not, like, I'm a human being. I have limits, I have needs. I have things I can tolerate, things I can't. I have caps on what I can deal with and not give up. And if I don't receive any validation from anyone for the next 5 years of my life, I'm just going to wither away. Not in any literal sense immediately, but my resolve, it already has, my resolve, my constant willingness to hold myself to high standards and be better. And because although I've improved, although I've gotten better, although I became so much more of a man, right now I am the product of all of that, and it's not enough. It doesn't make me feel happy. Being more physically fit, I mean, I guess it's better that I am. I would probably not like it if I had to look in the mirror and see like a fucking slug's body, right? And being mentally disciplined is great, but what did it really get me? You know, like, so I put up with a bunch of suffering and hardship for a person who left anyway, without even acknowledging it, and who never reciprocated any of that back. What's the point? Why am I doing this? Why am I sitting here trying to be better? For any other reason than I just can't tolerate the idea of being worse. I just feel like I don't have a reason to grip anymore. Because in that magical illusion that I had, it was because I held to myself that she liked me. And to a certain degree, that's true. I was kind and strong and understanding and patient and hardworking and generous and gentle. Self-sacrificing. I try and think back on if she ever really made me happy. Or if it was just me working the illusion. Just me having hope for the future. I think back to only one moment where, and it wasn't even making me happy so much as it was relief from the constant torture. Maybe 5 months before we broke up. No, maybe 4, I'm not sure. We were on my bed and somehow she ended up breaking down crying and saying that she was really sorry for everything that she put me through and that it was all because of her mental illness, and that she just said she was sorry. And just for a night, just for one night, I felt validated in the way I saw things. Not because I hated her and I thought everything was her fault, but just because it was one of the first times, and the only times, that the one person who knew all this about me, all of the shared experience we had, was the only time that she recognized and acknowledged to me that she was the problem. And I knew it. I always knew it. I knew from month 3. I knew from month 2 even. No, definitely month 3. I knew. It doesn't change anything for me. The common theme you're going to start seeing is that I'm hyper aware of all these things, but it doesn't make it better. Technically, I guess I've learned, right? Technically, next time it's going to be better. But it doesn't matter if there isn't a next time. And right now, that's where I am. When I say I devoted myself to this girl, it's like the way I treated her was my magnum opus. My magnum opus that everything in my relatively short 21-year-old lifespan has built up to. My current greatest achievement was how I treated her. But no one knows that except her. And she's gone now. She's over there. She's at that building right there. In her house with another man. And she is. And, excuse me, and one of the horrifying things I had to realize throughout the relationship and after is that I think maybe I was the only one who knew. I was the only one who knew how much effort I put in. To her, it was just invisible. And I hoped, and I hope, that she'll go off in her life and maybe, if I was right, if the way I treated her was exceptional in any way, that she'll come to realize that in time. She'll regret the way she treated me. Or maybe she won't. What's the difference? Because even if she does, I can't take her back now. I don't even... I want the best for her in the way that I want her to realize her mistakes. And I want her to apologize to me. But like all the other things I'm going to go over, it's not going to make me happy, is it? She won't be there late at night when I need it. No one will. I just feel like I followed all the rules. I did everything by the book. I spent hours and hundreds of hours researching and trying to understand, always pushing deeper conversation upon the relationship, discussing mechanics, all these things, trying to understand why certain bad outcomes happen, dealing with my own things that she never helped me with. Basically fighting for a person who was limp and on my back and never gave me any support back, I remember her words even now. They're just completely, what's the word, perfunctory, I think? Not illusory, like just flaccid. Like the way she would console you is the same way that ChatGPT would console you. It was just nothing. There's no real raw understanding. It's just boilerplate, and she was just never there for me. God forbid I made her uncomfortable ever. God forbid even, God forbid my good intentions and want for us to work things out before they became problems. God forbid that made her uncomfortable, right? And like I explained, even if she does get better, it doesn't make my life better. But what if she doesn't, right? She just lives like that until she dies. That's my crackpot theory. I think she'll end up just like her mother, whom I hate, whom I think is a terrible person, whom she lives with still. Oh, it's like how many, God, everyone else in her life treated her terribly. Terribly, like really bad. Everyone, friends, fucking family members, worked, the whole shebang. And I was there every single day, 24/7. And none of it mattered. I did everything by the book. I was perfect. I took it so seriously from the moment I fell in love. And it didn't matter. I'm sitting here on my own, next to the ocean, and recording a video for a channel that I hope patches the hole. The lack of purpose, the lack of enjoyment. I like editing. I've always liked editing. I have another channel, an older channel, ML Jesus. I used to love doing this kind of thing, but I fell out of love with it. I can't even enjoy video games. I haven't been able to since 2023. It's just felt flaccid. And people are the same. I talk to the same people. We'll get into it, but like it just feels like life's on repeat. I want something on my level. I want something worth fighting for. And not an illusion this time. I want it to be real. I want purpose. Purpose that I can see. Purpose that I can see value in and commit to. Not something illusory and surface level. What's the word? Fuck. When something superficial. I don't want superficial things. I don't want more food. I don't want more pleasure. I don't want money. I don't want a thing to live in. I don't want stupid social status. I want something real. I want love. I truly and deeply in my heart, I just want to be loved and to love back and to not ruin myself along the way. I want to be better. I've always wanted to be better. And no one sees it. Because I guess no one really sees this side of me because they don't bother to learn. I just wonder why I'm trying. Why am I trying to be this good person? Why am I trying to... I can't imagine just... It's not even that... It's like if I was comfortable with it, if I was able to, maybe I would just go about life in a selfish and unconsidered way. But I can't. I can't do things wrong willingly. Like, I can't go through life like that. I just can't. It's impossible. I'm not perfect. There are things that there are exceptions to this rule. But if I know it's wrong, think it's wrong, there's almost nothing in this world that can make me do it. I'm lost. I can't enjoy anything. And work is a wash, and we'll go into that. And the only person who I ever truly loved and committed to left me because it's not even that she left me, it's that she did everything wrong. She treated me so poorly. I'm actually so sick of telling the story. It won't be in this episode. She just really treated me really bad, and I never even got an apology. I never will. And so what if I do? I know I wasn't the one who did the bad things. I wasn't the neglectful abuser like she was. So I don't feel particularly bad about wanting to get into another relationship. So that's, at the end of the day, that's really my goal. It's not about financial anything for me. It's not about some broader goal. I'm very disillusioned with society and institutions. I don't believe in that crap. I don't believe in working myself to death so the bank can make money. A bunch of rich people that own the bank. And rich people that control the government and all their friends. I just want to share a love with someone. An undying and special love. And it mattered a lot to me that the first time was the time, but it's like she stole my innocence. I can no longer believe in the idea that if two people love each other enough, they'll always make it through. And sure, I guess she just didn't love me. But that's a whole nother kind of problem, isn't it? It's like I could have been anyone. In fact, it would have been better if I was less of a good person in my own eyes. It would have been better if I had done some things to push her away sooner so that I didn't spend so much of my life laboring away for someone who didn't care about me. I'm ranting, this is going nowhere, but I'm just really lost, and I have no one to talk to. I have a best friend, he's a good fella, but he doesn't know how to understand. He really doesn't. Every time we talk about this, it's all about solutions to problems, right? How do you fix this? As if that isn't what I think about all the time. It's just, sometimes you need an acknowledgement. When the odds are so lopsided, when you put in so much and got so little out, sometimes you just need someone to tell you that it wasn't your fault.